I'm Dana. I am the force behind Un Besito Fiber. And today I want to say thank you for hanging out with me. We have some internet issues, so I went ahead and pre-recorded. But I am live in the chat at the same time. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. But we're going to do a few things today. I'm going to tell you who we are, why we're Un Besito Fiber, why that matters to us. I'm going to take you on a tour of some of our top selling items. I'm going to show you our Christmas colorway of 2020. I'm going to introduce you to Smooches, which is our main line of yarn of fingering weight. This is a 75-25. It's going to be the softest 75-25 you've ever seen. Softer than even some 80-20s that I found, just because of the way it's milled. I'm going to introduce you to Courtship. Courtship is our premier DK yarn. It actually is also a 75-25, so it's bouncy and springy and strong. So if you like to knit DK socks, Courtship is a great answer for you. I'm also going to take you on a tour of some of the gift packs that we're known for. We have our snack packs, and our snack packs is a creation that I came up with after having been inspired by Logan, my youngest. And I am going to take you through our hat kits. Hat kits make a great gift, either for a knitter, for gift for yourself, because I heard you've been good this year. This year's not been so good, but you've been good. Or if you want to get the kit and make the kit for something, make the hat for somebody else to give as a gift. That's another great idea. So I am going to tell you a little bit. First of all, this is my breathing space. It is Knit in My Smooches by Vera Vaccamelli breathing space. Two of my colors that I used in here, I used my pink from Orion's Bubblegum, and I used blue from Big Dipper. And I'm going to show you those when we get to the tour of Smooches. First and foremost, I want to answer, why are we called Un Besito Fiber? So my husband and I have been married for 29 years. We had our first son. He's 26. He doesn't love me talking about him too much online. So a lot of times I call him who shall not be named. And then when we tried to have another little one, we ran into some fertility issues. And we decided to go ahead and adopt. And we adopted out of the United States. We adopted from Guatemala. And when my oldest was 12, we brought home his little brother, who is Logan. Logan was 20 months when he came home. Typical little guy, no mama, up, kind of limited language. But one of the ways that we could connect with him is all you'd have to do is you'd say, Logan, un besito, por favor. And he would drop what he's doing, cracking up laughing. So he could be playing with his little cars. He'd come over laughing. He'd run at you full speed. He'd grab you, and then he'd give you kisses all over your face. Sticky, wet toddler kisses. And then he would look at you, give you a little squeeze, and then run away. And then he'd be laughing. So now I still get un besitos time to time. They're not the sticky, wet toddler kisses. They are not dropping everything to go kiss mom. But typically I will get un besito at the end of the day, a little smooch on the forehead or a little kiss on the cheek before one of us goes to bed. Usually me, because he's 16 now and I certainly go to bed first. So when I asked my husband, what should I name the company? He was like, well, I don't know, come up with something good. You'll be fine, just pick something. And I asked my older son, and he's like, I don't know, Dana dies. Which, even before 2020, that was a little too ominous for me. So I asked Logan, what do you think? He's like, Mom, it should be un besito, because that's, who we are and what we love. So sure enough, from my, out of the mouths of babes, my little guy from Guatemala, who's not so little anymore, went ahead and inspired our company name. So we are Un Besito Fiber. Now I'd love to take you on a tour. And before we get to smooches, I do want to show you our 2020 Christmas sock yarn. Wanted to introduce you to Holly Freaking Jolly. It is a 100-gram skein of sock yarn, again, 75/25. And you're going to get two minis with it. You're going to get a red and a green, both 10 grams. There we go. There we go. As well as the 100-gram skein of sock yarn. And you're going to get a little surprise stitch marker. They're all different, but they're all going to match red and green. Now, Holly Freaking Jolly is it's dyed kind of like a self-striping sock yarn, but instead of being big bold stripes, which I've done before, actually, fa la 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 last year with big bold stripes, wanted to do something a little bit different. So what we did is we being me, is I made flashes of color. Again, it dyed like self-striping yarn, but tiny little flashes. So you're going to see flashes of reds and greens. There we go. At the end of the green, the way we did it, whenever I say we, me and my music that's jamming in our garage studio, it actually turns to a little bit of turquoise right at the end of the green, most of the green, which I love. You're going to figure out I love turquoise almost as much as I love my family. And living with teenagers, sometimes I love turquoise more. So because it had the red and the green mini, I'm going to come back into, I was able to put in red heel and green toes. Now I crank this on my antique circular sock machine. I have a Laguerre, and these are afterthought heels and toes. And I will tell you that with 120 total grams of yarn, I have enough to make a pair for me. This goes to my calf, usually right before the calf kind of comes out. And I have enough to make a pair for Logan. Now I have big old feet, and he's got men's 10s. But between the 120 yarn or grams of yarn, I can make one for both of us, which is going to be fun. Smooches is our 75% merino, 25% nylon. While a lot of dyers do use a 75/25, this one's different. It really has a different hand feel, and it really feels amazing next to the skin. I do have more colors than what I'm going to show you today. They are available in my website, www.unbesitofiber.com. But I'm going to show you what I've got here up on the rack. So we start with Rock Lobster. This is a tonal red, and like most of my solids, or all of my solids even, all of my solids are tonal. Makes it a little bit more fun knitting. Then we go into Barely. It's a pink and soft tan, almost a manila envelope color. And there are some pink speckles on that. And Barely looks fabulous when you team it up with vanilla cream. If you think French vanilla ice cream, it's really that color. Moving on, the next one is Cottage Tulips. Now it again plays in the pink and cream space, but it's a little bit more coral. And when it's knit up, you'll see it's a little bit more coral than a regular pink. It does have the pink speckles. That's our coral version. Moving on, we have Sweet Potato Pie. Sweet Potato Pie, like its cousin Pumpkin Pie, is really that kind of deep orange color. Great for matching any of our fall colorways. And next to that is Rust Bucket. Rust Bucket is, you can see, it is different than Sweet Potato Pie. It is more of a kind of a combination between orange, red, and with some brown undertones. Kind of more of a mahogany. I was going to show it to you next to red, but my red just got stuck on the hook. There we go. So if you look at it with Rock Lobster, you can see it's different than just a deep red. It's got some more depth to it. Moving on from that, I have Red Red Wine, You Make Me Feel So Fine. This is a kind of a burgundy, maroon, almost a merlot, kind of all together. There's some blacks and purples in here as well. This one is a fun one to knit a sweater. I've actually sold 6 or 7 sweaters quantities worth recently. So I can't wait to see when those sweaters are finished for our friends. Next to that, we have Around the Rosy. Around the Rosy is really a rose-colored, kind of a brownish pink, kind of a grown-up rose-colored pink. Around the Rosy was dyed to match successful succulents. This is a green and brown, but if you look in here, I've got some speckles of the rose. So these two, I'm going to put them together for you, make a fun combination if you're looking for something a little bit unique. Another one I would even include with those would be Rust Bucket for a little bit more depth, a little bit more kind of deepness to it. Now I'm going to move down a row. I'm going to grab my stool so that maybe my camera will be a little more steady. And we're going to start on this end. This is Air Castle. If you think of the bright blue summer sky with the white puffy clouds, and then we even have specks of blue and yellow peeking through the clouds. That's Air Castle. Next to Air Castle, we have Sea Glass Souvenirs. Its base is quite a few pastel colors. There's a pastel, kind of a dusty purple and coral, and there's blues and pinks and oranges even. Lots of speckles on this. We've got pink speckles, we've got some green speckles. If I move up here, we've got some blue and yellow and orange speckles as well. So just like when you're finding sea glass on the beach, you never know what you're going to find. You never know what speckle is next on Sea Glass Souvenirs. The next color is Ferris Wheel. This was a line that I had done a couple of years ago called Carnival Memories. And my first date with my husband was to the local summer carnival. And that was what inspired this line. A couple colors like Ferris Wheel I have re-dyed. And if you look, it has kind of the bright blue sky of the Ferris wheel. Then we've got the white and red colors of the Ferris wheel itself. But you know, just like the janky carnival that came to my town, maybe it's peeling. You see a lot of wood underneath that paint job, or you see the wood of, or the brown of the dirt below. There's some greens in here as well for the sparse grass under the trampled carnival. Yeah, that is Ferris Wheel. The next one dyed at the same time is one of my favorite browns, and this is Skee Ball Wizard. Skee Ball Wizard has the red and blue speckles and the deep green speckles that really matches Ferris Wheel nicely. Look at those two together. They're fun to put in combinations. That's Skee Ball Wizard and Ferris Wheel. And if you want to bring more turquoise into it, I would recommend this one. This is Blue Razzleberry. If you think of that blue slushy that you might get at your carnival, that's where that came from. And again, it looks great when you team it up with Ferris Wheel. And, you know, like I said, I would personally include Skee Ball Wizard for even more fun. Another one that looks great with the Skee Ball Wizard is actually Tree Fort. Tree Fort is dyed in shades of green, some turquoise speckles. We also have kind of some bright red brown or reddish brown, and some golden colors as well, some olives and things. Again, if you look at this next to Skee Ball Wizard, that's a fun for your green and brown lover as well. The next two colors, I'm going to show you them together because they're fairly similar, because I did them with the same dyeing technique. So this is Condor's Cross. Condor's Cross is turquoise with shades of browns and grays and speckles and mostly browns. It's a little bit more muted, but then we have the same color that is more of kind of with yellow speckles, that, and we have different shades of turquoise and some greens in there. The green one, or the more turquoisey one, is Toad in the Puddle. So you've got Condor's Cross, which is a little bit more natural and grays and browns, and Toad in the Puddle. They both would look good with our Blue Razzleberry. That's blue raspberry with Condor's Cross, or blue raspberry with Toad in the Puddle. They would also look good. I'm going to grab this turquoise from behind. This is our darkest turquoise called Specific Pacific. And I think those two look great together. And as well with Toad in the Puddle. And just to show you real quick. So you have blue raspberry is the lighter one. Specific Pacific is almost more of a teal. We do have one more turquoise that I'm going to kind of bring up from the row below. And this is Winter Royalty. Winter Royalty, if you think of those Disney sisters, the ones that sing about letting it go, that's really this color. Winter Royalty with blue raspberry and Specific Pacific right there. So there are the three of them together if you want to make a fade in turquoise. Another one that goes great with, especially Winter Royalty, this is Coastal Kelp. It's a green almost along the same dyed hues. And that's another one I would even put, whoops, sorry about that. I'd put that with Toad in a Puddle. So maybe go Toad in the Puddle, Coastal Kelp, and Winter Royalty, or blue raspberry with it. I think those look great together. We have Conch Shell, which is another pink and tan. It's a little bit brighter than Barely. And next to that, we have Lucky Penne, named after penne pasta. Now, if you look on here, it is a kind of golden tan tonal color. But we have speckles in blues and bright pink. If you want to find something that looks good with it, I love Lucky Penne with Winter Royalty. I think those are fun. The next one, this is one that just doesn't have a ball band on it, or yarn band around it right now. This is Indian corn. Indian corn was really dyed to look like those stalks of corn used at harvest time as decorations with all the different colors of kernels on it. Moving next, this is Forest Frolic. Forest Frolic shifts from greens to blues and stops at turquoise and gray along the way. There's even some lighter colors. Whoops, sorry about that. Lighter colors in there as well. You can see kind of how deep it gets to. If you are looking for something to go with Forest Frolic, you might want to consider the darker turquoise of Specific Pacific. The next one is also a green and blue shifting yarn, but this is more of a Kelly green, more of a brighter green to turquoise, and that is Adventures in Aquanauts. Next to that is Midnight Mania. Midnight Mania is purples and blues. Think about that feeling at midnight when you can't sleep because you're too excited to sleep. Maybe you're going on vacation, or maybe tomorrow is a holiday or your birthday. This has kind of got the feels of that. Now, I do like to show that next to Red Wine, because I do want people to see. So Midnight Mania is definitely more blue than Red Wine. Sometimes I know on the website it's hard to tell, but Midnight Mania has all that gorgeous navy blue in there. Next to Midnight Mania, we have Berry Punch. Berry Punch is a fun maroon and white. We've got speckles in 2 different shades of pink and 2 different shades of blue in there for you. So that's Berry Punch. And then moving over, this is a limited edition. This is Mermaid Waltz. Bright greens, you've got light blues speckled with dark blues, and even lilacs and purples and pinks as well. Next to that, this is Roy G. Biv, or Mr. Roy G. Biv Esquire. This is one of our rainbow skeins. It's very much a controlled rainbow where you're going to be knitting in orange and you're going to move into red, then you're going to move into purple. So it's very much a progressive rainbow. This one is, if you made a rainbow out of cotton candy, you would have the gift of giggles. It reminds me of when my nieces were little, and they were little giggle boxes. But we've got some berry, we've got some kind of a poppy orange. We have got blues and greens and lilacs and purples in here. Literally, it is a it's a cotton candy rainbow. Next to that, I've got one of our lighter greens. This is Vincent. It's a lighter green than Coastal Kelp, which I'm going to grab from behind me for a quick minute. Looks good with Coastal Kelp, especially if you were doing a fade. But I do want you to know that Vincent is lighter than Coastal Kelp. The next one we have is Topaz Wanderlust. It's really all these gemstone colors together. We've got the blues and greens and some berries and some oranges. So we've got those. And then this is Pixie Stick. So when you think of sitting in on the front porch in the summer, eating, the sweet sticky Pixie Stick. Got the pink and orange bases, speckled in. There's neon orange speckles, there's yellow speckles, navy blue speckles, pink speckles. So all sorts of fun on Pixie Stick. Next to that, we have Chameleon Frenzy. Now, this is if chameleons could paint the rainbow. It is all the rainbow colors are here, reds and oranges, blues and what. But these are more scattered, more frenzy, a little bit more manic than Roy G. Biv Esquire. A little bit more neon as well. Then we have a Dole of Doves. Dole of Doves shifts from a soft pink and almost a silver to a bright pink. And we've got speckles in different shades of grays and pinks and blues. And I learned that a group of doves is a dole of doves. You have a dole of doves, a gaggle of geese, a flock of seagulls, all to say a group. This is Peony Base, or Peony Block. Peony Block is more of a sagey green with a lilac pink. I believe I have maybe one or two left of this. It's a great color for any projects that you're going to wear near your face. It's kind of one of those makeup colors that just make everybody look good. I'm going to move up. Here, this is my Orion's Bubblegum. It is a bright pink yarn, speckled in bright pink and orange, or not orange, wow, that was purple. Bright pink, purple, and navy. It's actually the color of my sweater that I've been wearing. My breathing space was made in Orion's Bubblegum, teamed up with, I'm going to grab it from behind me, excuse me, teamed up with Big Dipper. So we've got the blue speckles from the Orion's Bubblegum playing really well with Big Dipper, which is my variegated blue skein. We have, next, this is Piggy Toes. So when you think of those little newborn baby toes, we've got Piggy Toes. Really soft light pink, shifting to cream and back to pink. The next one, I was trying to dye another batch of Piggy Toes, but something was off and the colors took just a little bit different. It actually broke in a couple spots, so I have a few little speckles of, there we go, a few little speckles of blue. And if you see it next to Piggy Toes, you can see it's much more lilac than Piggy Toes. So this is a limited edition, and it's Naughty Piggy. Naughty Piggy. You did not turn out the way I wanted you. It's a gorgeous skein of yarn, but yeah, it's a little bit different than Piggy Toes. We have Aristocratic. Aristocratic is our tonal purple. It matches a ton of the yarns that we have talked about today. It would look great with Orion's Bubblegum. It's fun to team with Piggy Toes or Naughty Piggy. And the next one here, this is Jelly Toast. Jelly Toast also looks great with Aristocratic. Jelly Toast starts on a pink base. Then we've got the deep purple, like the jar of Smuckers. And then we have the different colored, kind of bright purples as you're spreading it on your bread. And the colors it takes as you can almost start to see through your jelly. We even have brown in here as to, it's your toast crust. So that's Jelly Toast. Next to Jelly Toast, this is our Pinky Swear. Pinky Swear is a brighter pink than Jelly Toast, but lots of purple accents, lots of purple splashes throughout Pinky Swear. That's a bright pink, bright purple. Next to that, we're going to kind of tone it down, go a little more pastel. This is Tunnel of Love. It's a soft lilac-y pink We've got speckles in brown, kind of that golden brown. It would look great with um, Skee Ball Wizard. We've got speckles in blue, and there's some olive, and there's even some pink speckles in here. It's a great way to combo other colors. This is Flying Geese. Flying Geese is really done in the same manner that I did both Toad in the Puddle and Condor's Cross. But these start on a gray base with deeper gray, blues, pinks, and purples in here mostly. It's another one that if you are looking to team it up with Big Dipper, it helps to bring out the blue. You can go ahead and team it up with several of our other colors as well. It's going to really be pretty. This is Honey We Cantaloupe. Came out of the dye pot, and boy, that looked just like a cantaloupe. So it's Honey We Cantaloupe. Moving up to the last rack. This is Dusk. It is a lighter gray with kind of a purple undertone. That reminds me of the shadows at dusk. Big Dipper, which I've shown you a few times. It's our variegated navy. We have it's kind of a deeper powder blue, and this is Infinite Expressions. It goes to light blue, like a almost pastel blue, to a deeper powder blue. This is Beta Splendor. Beta Splendor goes from neon yellow and neon green through turquoises and all the way to navy. It is, there you can see some of the other greens. This one is a Party in a Skein. If you need something to pair that up with, I would suggest Fern. Fern is a kind of a bright green. Looks fun with Beta Splendor. Or Fern also looks good with I Love a Parade. These were some of my dad's favorite colors, and that was, he used to love to sing I Love a Parade really loud at me until I'd yell at him to stop. And we have some of the powder blue, so it would look good with Infinite Expressions. We have the purple, that would look great with the Aristocratic. And then there's greens in here, and there's even some hot pinks in here as well. And that's I Love a Parade. And the next four skeins were really dyed to kind of be a set. So these were dyed really with the inspiration being the scientific doctor who travels around in his blue phone booth. So we have two colorways that really all use the same colors in them. And this is Wibbly Wobbly with blues and grays. And this one is more controlled, going from one blue to the next gray and so on. And this is Timey Wimey. And Timey Wimey is a little more frenzied. You can see you've got blue and gray together in different shades. And like I said, it's a little more frantic version of Wibbly Wobbly. And with those, we also dyed, this is Melancholious. It's a tonal gray that really looks good with Wibbly Wobbly or Timey Wimey. And then I've got a naked skein here without ball band, but that is the blue that's used in Wibbly Wobbly and Timey Wimey. And this blue is actually Steppin' on Legos. It's kind of the color of the Lego brick, the dark blue Lego brick. And if you've ever had one kind of on in your foot, if you have little boys in your house, or little girls these days, you'll know the pain and the what you feel when you're stepping on Legos. So again, that kind of goes with the Wibbly Wobbly and Timey Wimey. So thanks for going on the tour of the smooches. My husband and I began our courtship in the 80s. We got married 29 years ago. So yeah, we were 80s kids. And I wanted to just, when I introduced my DK line, celebrate that. So what I did is when I created all of my colors, I named them after songs of the 80s. Now, also to honor my husband, I've got a bucket of yarn I'm going to show you in 2 seconds. One of the things with him is I wanted to make every color match. That's not a skill my husband is always great at. He's got many other skills. He can fix a car, he can build things, he can DIY things, but matching colors isn't as much of him. That's a me. So when I started our line for courtship, I actually created it with 6 colors only. And all of the skeins that you're going to see have those 6 colors in different depths of color. So sometimes it's a lighter version, sometimes it's a darker version. And I'll tell you, with 6 colors, 2 of them were turquoise. Yeah. Actually, one of them was supposed to be lighter turquoise and one was supposed to be a deeper jade, but they often look the same. So if I said it's 5 colors that make up courtship, that really is more realistic and more honest. So I've got the bucket. I'm going to go ahead and show you courtship. First one we're going to start with. Look at that. That's Crush. Now Crush has a lighter pink base with a berry pink set of speckles and I always like to call it Frenzy on it. It's got some berry frenzy. Oops, where did I go? I was right there. So this is Crush. Now, you know what, there we go. Now I took the color of Crush and I added, I added some gold to the party. So we've got a light, this is actually more of a coral base. So we've got a light coral base on this. We've still got the red speckles and the red frenzy like Crush, but now we have gold in there. So where was I? I was right here. So look at that. So this is Venus. Now Venus, as I mentioned, everything matches. Look at Venus and Crush together. That is a great combination. So we're going to bring some more colors into the party now because we're not done with those two. We have going with the gold. Now it's a little bit bright here. This is Brass Monkey. Brass Monkey is a light gold with lots of dark gold on it. But then you can see the speckles. Look at those. It's turquoise and green. So this is Brass Monkey. And I'm going to, these are Brass Monkey and Venus. Or Brass Monkey, Venus, and Courtship. Fun. Everything matches. So, along with Brass Monkey, one of my favorite things to put Brass Monkey is, and I'm going to step away from Venus and Courtship for a minute, Big Money. Big Money is a green base. And I'm going to come over. It's got speckles of gold in there and speckles of the turquoise, just like the Brass Monkey has turquoise with the green. The green has bits of gold flashing in there, which kind of make it a brighter green. You can kind of see, oops, I'm going to go this way. See where it's kind of a yellowier green in there? And we've got the same turquoise. So that is Big Money and Brass Monkey. Big Money, before I go too far, also, if you're looking for some DK for Christmas colors, we've got Crush and Big Money together. Again, really cute together. And I wish I had more room, but I am in a tiny little office. The next one is right here. This is In Your Eyes. So this is a turquoise base with green. So kind of like my brother's eyes, they're green or blue depending on what he's wearing. In Your Eyes features the green and the blue. Again, In Your Eyes with Big Money. Look at that. Or In Your Eyes, Big Money, and Brass Monkey. Look at those together. I love that combination. Again, this is such an easy way to mix and match for things. Here we go. 1 second. Now I wanted not just the green and blue, I wanted to add some yellow to the party. So this is Say You. So we've got the turquoise, we've got the gold, And we've got some of the green that we can, I guess in the back, you can see them better. All three. And again, if you wanted to do Say You with, oops, you know, we can obviously do it with Big Money and In Your Eyes, or In Your Eyes Can Come Out. We can certainly do Say You, Big Money, and Brass Monkey. Look at those together. How fun. Obviously, that's a color combination that's a little bit, um, yeah, more vibrant. Love that. Love that. Love that. And who'd have thought that gold, which I really think is kind of one of the colors of the year from what I've seen, but I've got so many things this matches. People look at it and say, oh, that's a color I couldn't match with things. Yes, you can. So then we also took the same colors. And again, I say we, but it's me. And I made some lighter versions of them. But before I show you those, one of the top selling colors in this line, oops, let me squiggle these over, is this is Higher Love. And Higher Love is one of the lighter ones. It's a light pink coral base. Look at that. It has speckles in. You can see the gold speckles. You can see the you can see the gold. You can see the turquoise. You can see some of the pink speckles down in here. I got the turquoise and the gold speckles. There are green speckles in these as well. So Higher Love matches any of them. And again, you can mix and match. I actually like Higher Love with Crush too. Kind of circling back to the beginning. So Higher Love is one that I know people have made a lot of sweaters in this. And also mixed and match Higher Love. You know, if you like that corally pink thing. So then we took it and we made, you know, I say we because my husband helped me name a lot of these. So he really was involved. But I added some I did a lighter pink, little bit of coral in this one. I like when the camera was blacking out everything else. There we go. And I come in, it blacks out everything else. Kind of a soft corally pink, almost a pastel. This is Closer to Fine. One of my favorite earworm songs, Indigo Girls. I know it should have been blue for Indigo Girls, but Closer to Fine. We have a light green. And this is I Want to Dance with Somebody. And of course, I have a light turquoise, Careless Whispers. So, George Michael, of course, you made the list of 80s tunes. I mean, again, real soft, real light. And I did a lighter gold, not quite light yellow like Sunshine, but more of a lighter gold. So yeah, and let me grab the other. So these are more tonal and more pastel of a lot of these colors. And then we took it a little wild because why not? Of course we're going to take it wild. So the first one I want to show you is, this is called Party All the Time. One Hit Wonder, actually Eddie Murphy. I don't know if you guys know the song. And it starts with a berry red. We have the corally pink in there. Then it goes to the gold. And we've got some greens in there. And then we're going to land on turquoise. So this is a really fun, this is Party All the Time. Let me go. There we go, where it blacks up. It's a fun skein. And then I did some speckles. So there's actually two versions of the speckles. So the first speckle one was the original speckle, and this is all of the colors. And this is, so you can see the the berry, you can see the green and the turquoise. You can see, okay, the orange is actually from the coral when it speckles. And you can see the gold. You can really see it in kind of the fold in there. So this is Wild Wildlife. Talking Heads. But yeah, it matches again. Any of the colors, I'm going to just grab one. Oops. Big Money's right there. Big Money and Wild Wildlife. I can add in Your Eyes. So again, this kind of goes with all of them. And even if I wanted to add Party All the Time, we're all going to match. We're all going to play nicely. We play nicely in courtship. And I mentioned that there was another speckle. I wanted to do another speckle. I was thinking a little Christmassy. I was thinking of, I was thinking of the combination of the Big Money and the Crush. And this speckle, and it's the Christmas song, Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. You probably know the song and don't know the name if you're like me. So this speckle is much more intense with the red and green. The yarn has almost a real slight pinkish hue to it. It's not like a white on this one. We did ever so pink on it. But I do have the other colors in there. You can see kind of right in here. You can see the turquoise. You can see, oh, right by this finger here, you can see the gold in there. So I added all of the colors, but I went heavier with the red and green. Because like I said, I wanted to give you the option. If you want to do, line them up. Line up, soldiers. Here we go. So if you wanted to do something maybe a little more holiday inspired, giving you an option on that. And again, these are our courtship. They are 259 yards. They are squishy, squishy, squishy. And I hope you love them as much as I do. So I want to tell you about our snack packs. Snack packs are another amazingly fun gift. Backing up. So I wanted to make a gâteau. Gâteau is a sweater by Shenanigans that has 12 stripes. I'm going to show you. I knit the gâteau. I had so much fun knitting the gâteau that as I was still making it, I cast one on for a shop sample. And this is in the extra, extra small. I did it exactly the same colors of mine so I could wear mine and show it off at the same time. And what I did is when I made it, I didn't want to use minis or things that I had floating around the house, but I wanted to specifically use colorways of my shop so that as I was going to be doing on-site shows last year, okay, I could have something to take with me that wasn't just a sample of one color, but it'd be a sample of 13 colors. So I made my gâteau, and literally I'm going to get to the snack packs because I'm telling you about this. So just give me 2 seconds to explain. So I dyed in my Winter Royalty. And again, as I mentioned, you know, let it go. Let it go. The perfect light turquoise for this. And I grabbed some of the colors that I had on hand and I kind of built my, so I prepared these minis, and actually I went on a girls trip early this year before life got weird. We were actually on a cruise, hearing about other cruises getting shut down and hearing about, but on the cruise, I literally made this in about 10 days. I cast it on right before I left. Between flying out there, going on my cruise and coming home, I knocked out this small one. But when I did, and when I created everything I'd need to make that. And like I said, I was portable and I wanted to take it, like I said, taking it with me. I wanted to throw everything in my knitting bag because I was going on a girls' trip. So I made little mini balls, 10-gram mini balls. Now I'll tell you, the gâteau, boy, the little gâteau didn't take much at all. Maybe Pinky Swear might show up even better. The one I made in my size, and I'll tell you, I typically start with a large, and then when waist shaping comes in, I actually shape out to an extra large because I carry my weight in my midsection. Again, that was Pinky Swear. But I put together a bag. I brought them on my cruise like this. But as I put them together, Logan looked at him and he said, "Mom, those look like donut holes. You're making donut holes." Kind of laughing and, you know, kind of even picking the flavors of my donut holes. It got me thinking, I love donut holes. I love baked goods. I love minis. And maybe you guys would too. So I put together what I call the snack packs. I got bakery boxes with a clear top. This is going to glare a little bit, so I want to kind of, there we go. And I gave you a dozen different colors of snacks, 10-gram minis. Want to actually start with, so the one I have for my gâteau was a dozen layers. Now this one I've made this pack quite a few times because again, it was colors I had on hand. And these are ones I can certainly replicate. But since then, I've been building snack packs, and I'll build 50 or 60 at a time. And it's fun. I'm having fun in the dye pot. I am doing a lot of limited edition colors, or I'll start with a couple colors I have, and then I'll build out from there. So these are typically limited editions. I'll make 60 at a time. I hand roll every mini because there's not a machine that would do that for me. Wouldn't that be nice? And I put them together for you. So typically when a colorway sells out, it's gone. Again, this was a dozen layers. It's what I made my gâteau with. You get them in the box. It actually has a false bottom so that they didn't roll around. But yeah, this is false bottom, or a dozen layers. I'm just going to lean back and put it up there. As I'd mentioned before, I was supposed to be in a couple shows this summer on site, and one of them was in Nashville. And the one I came up with was inspired by a picture of some neon lights in Nashville at night. And this is, I should have been in Nashville. There we go. If I lean it back, I should have been in Nashville. And again, this isn't saying anything negative about politics or the show people or anything else. It's complaining about 2020 in a fun way, you can knit. So this was, I should have been in Nashville. And what I want to show you is I actually made one more sample out of these as I'm leaning out of the screen, ignore me. So I put Nashville together. I took my circular sock machine and I made an infinity scarf, which is really going to mess up my hair. But so we've got an typical me. I have to put it in rainbow order, but I went ahead and made a infinity scarf out of I should have been in Nashville. So you can see some of these colors. We have an orange. We have a, there we go, kind of a light golden, soft yellowy tan. I have more of a coppery tan. Let me pull that off to show you a few more colors. You know, I've got the berry, I've got a hotter pink, we've got a light blue, we've got a, so the lightest blue is almost a powder blue. We've got a lighter blue. We've got a deeper navy. That's a nice tonal color. We've got an aqua. We've got a light green. Kind of match kind of a neon, not like glaring day glow, but neon lights of green. And we're back to the yellows. So this is just one idea of something you could make with a snack pack. You can make your own infinity scarf. You can use it in color work. You can collect them. I have somebody who collects them. I have somebody who makes doll sweaters, and she loves getting all these different colors. Oh my gosh. She makes American Girl sweaters that are incredibly detailed and good. So, but that, again, that sample was, I should have been in Nashville. And I have a few of these left. I want to say I have 6 or 7. These I originally made 100 of, and I've, again, just a few left. I made a new colorway this fall, and there's been colors that have come and gone since then. There we go. This is pumpkin spice season. And with pumpkin spice season, you get 6 tonals and you get 6 colors that are more of multicolored. Whoops, going the wrong way. You can kind of see them. You can see, it's the wrong corner. There we go. That's a multi. We have multi down here, kind of a cream and green. So it's this, wrong corner. This is actually Rust Bucket. Remember how I told you sometimes I get inspired by colors I already have? Over here, that's chocolate. Round corner right here. Whoops. That's our sweet potato pie. So we took those and I dyed some more to match. I wanted to make a great autumnal colorway for you. And this is pumpkin spice season. Again, I still have a few left of those. And then my newest set, these are starting to go pretty quickly. It is, when I think of winter, it's easy to think about the reds and the greens, or silver and blue, or even silver and gold, as my friend Cornelius Jack would sing. But I also think about bright colored winter coats and puffer jackets and fun colored hats and scarves and against the white ski slopes or against your little toboggans. So this is Rocking the Bunny Slope. Now there is a grapey purple in here hiding behind the label. And there is a turquoise that really looks a lot like, I have to laugh, it looks a lot like my Winter Princess, or a lot like my Winter Royalty, I'm sorry. Just a fluke, Dana loves that color and it ends up, it's a little bit different, but boy, it looks like it. So this is Rocking the Bunny Slope. Look at that. That's probably a better view. And we have an orange, we have green, we have a yellow for sunshine, there's a blue, there's a super soft pink, kind of a rosy pink. There's one that's more of a soft poppy, a light gray, and then even a cream colored. So if you love that fun look of winter, not necessarily cold, maybe you're a skier, maybe you are, because you have talent. I am not a skier, but I would certainly be sitting in the ski chalet, drinking my hot cocoa or my hot buttered rum, and creating something on Rocking the Bunny Slope. I hope you like it. So our hat packs come, first of all, let me show you the box that they come in. It is a winter scene on this box. So we've got the kids in the snowball fight. We have some skiers. Move it over. We got some kiddos going down the hill in the toboggan. Some more ice skaters. And on the last side, it's the one-horse open sleigh. We've got the ice fisherman. Somebody, I think, maybe they're making a snow angel. And on the front, it's kind of the gold and the blue. So, first of all, I want to tell you, this is not a Christmas package. This is a winter box. I don't care what holiday you celebrate. This is a winter box because I never want people to feel excluded. And within each box, you have a couple amazing things. You're going to get a skein of super chunky single ply yarn. It is a super wash. You're going to get a pattern printed, but they look like Christmas cards, the pattern. So you're going to get a pattern, and you're going to get a pom-pom that has a snap on it. See the snap? There we go. There we go. There's the snap. So you're going to get a snap pom-pom, your skein of yarn, and you're going to get 2 bases for the snap, as well as a little gift of a stitch marker, and they can be different stitch markers in every package. So I like to give out 2 snap bases for a couple of reasons. One, if you're washing your hat, pop off your pom, and maybe you want to put that pom on another hat because, hey, my hat might be dirty, but my pom is perfect. The other thing is, if you make a hat like my So Basic that you get, one side of the hat is knit, obviously, because when you knit in the round, you've got knits on the outside, and you've got pearls on the inside. And sometimes the hat can be just as cute on the pearl side. So you can take those snap bases and sew one to the top of the knit side and one to the top of the pearl side if you flip it inside out. And now you can wear your hat either way. I can wear it out for my knit side, I can wear it out for my pearl side, and I can move my pom. And when you get a faux fur pom, you want to go ahead and shake it. And that will make it fluffier. You can also hit it with a hairdryer, which kind of, the heat will help it stay fluffy. I'll tell you, when you get them in my box, they're a little smushed. Just because the nature of being in a box, or really when you get them shipped from anywhere. So this is the pom that comes with my winter royalty. And yeah, as I mentioned, first color I happened to grab for you was my soft turquoise. And if you look at the pom, it's a white pom with golden brown tips and a little bit of black on the tips, because I love the golden brown with the winter royalty. Kind of like in my smooches when I was playing with the skee ball wizard with the turquoise. Same color combination because it makes me happy. This one was a hard color to show on screen. It is a bright pink. There we go, right there. If I'm going to hold it right there, it's a bright pink. And for the pom, I'm trying not to move the skein of yarn. The pom is a white pom with the lightest of black tips. And by having the black tips, it helps you see the definition of the layers of fur. So that is Wednesday, because on Wednesday we wear pink. Mean girls. And that one matches my winter coat. Just saying. Might have to be the next one that I make for myself. And when I was little, I was amazed when I learned that diamonds were compressed coal and wood. I didn't even really make the connection that coal and charcoal was wood. But I loved the fact that the lump of coal that kids could get in their stocking, if they were patient enough, only waited a million or so years, could become a diamond. So when I dyed this dark black, that actually, if you see it, it's tonal. It's got some navy in there and some white in there. It's one of the fun things about dyeing a super chunky single, as it takes on all these different colors. But I didn't just give you coal. I'm not putting coal in your stocking. I'm giving you a pre-compressed diamond. Yeah, just be patient. Someday, maybe. And with the pre-compressed diamond, you're going to get a very light gray pom. It looks white here, but it is, there we go. You can see it's a light gray. This is Pixie Belle. It's a light, it's got pinks and light blue, kind of a powder blue and purple lavenders together. And Pixie Belle, again, kind of reminds me of that cotton candy type colorway. And check out this pom. Now this pom is the first a little bit shorter than some of the other poms, but it starts with a peachy pink base, and the tips are blues and bright, it looks black, but it's really bright purple. And there's a little bit of magenta. So it's kind of, again, along the lines of that cotton candy colorway. So fluff her out. And again, you can see the blue and the purple. And it would be with Pixie Belle. So much fun. Now, Pixie Belle has a big sister in my colorways. Pixie Powder, or Pixie Power. It's kind of going back to that bright pink with purple. Kind of almost the bright pink even in my sweater. Okay, and I'll even show you some of these. There we go. Oops, color correcting, but bright pink and brighter purple. It has a pom-pom that is light gray, a little bit of black, because Pixie Power, she's no baby. She doesn't need, she wants a little bit of gray and attitude in her pom. And the next one, my yarns have personalities. What can I say? This one starts with a silver base, and then it has lots of black speckles. And with black, it is really made up of all of the colors. So you can see speckles in, as you look through here. Let me find some for you. You can see some pink speckles. There's red speckles. You can sometimes see orange or blue speckles. And that's just really how the black dye was made. Oh, there we go. I can see right in here. I can see a little bit of, oops, going the wrong way. Pink and, or maybe that's an orange one and blue. So the pandas, they are black and white, but they brought some color and fun to their parade. And with the pandas on parade, I wouldn't want my pandas to think we were using faux panda fur. So instead of just black or white, we did go with a gray. But they want you to be sure this is not panda fur. It's genuine faux fur. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start with this pom. Check this one out. If you went to my hat kit class, you'll see this is what I did. This is kind of a golden tips on this. White pom with a golden, look at that. And with that is kind of a, it started as a creamsicle orange with orange speckles on it, orange and gold speckles. And this is simply ducky. Like I said, in my hat kit class, it's going to look really cute with my hot pink puffer jacket. That's simply ducky. Oh. And again, here is where you would get my pattern. The So Basic Simply Bulky Hat Kit. In the back, it shows you what you need, talks a little bit about gauge. And I'm going to just, whoop. Actually, I'll show you this side. That was my sample on Logan's head. And that is the One Night in Paris that I'm going to show you in just a few seconds. It's in this pile. But you will get that in the card. So again, you're going to, what's a gift without a card? You'll get that, you'll get your yarn, you'll get your pom, you'll get your stitch marker, and you're going to get your 2 snap bases. And that was Simply Ducky. The next one is, this one kind of reminds me of the 80s. Again, we've got more of the bright pink. This time it is with kind of a neon green, a Slimer green almost. And this is, which one is this? Oh, Sprite Bright. Again, Sprite Bright is the bright pink with the neon green. Now this one called for just a classic white palm. White palm with the bright pink and green hat kit. And if you follow me on Instagram, if you haven't gotten your hat kit yet, you know, there might be something happening with them in our build up to Christmas. Just saying. So keep watching me. I am Un Besito Fiber on Instagram. This is creamy yellow buttermilk. Love that. It is basic and classic. Now with this, we're giving you a light pink, barely pink palm. This barely pink palm, think of maybe adult ballet slippers. It's that, almost that shade, but it's light. This is kind of classic. If you know somebody who is into the white winter coat, with just a little bit of color, and they're making the look is the nice clean light colors against the winter sky. This is a great one for you. And again, this is buttermilk. And next one is the blue, like the sample that Logan has. Actually, I believe my sample I may have, whoops, I'm dropping some. Sorry, I'm stopping to catch them. So this is One Night in Paris. And it is a really just a pretty, kind of reminded me of just almost a Parisian blue. There's some speckles on there. And I think originally I had it with a white palm, but after I took the picture, Logan swapped palms with it. This is a light blue pom-pom with black tips. There we go, and it goes with One Night in Paris. This is a nice big old palm. Some of them, the fur is a little bit longer than others. It's a nice long hair pom-pom. So if you want to make a statement with your pom-pom, One Night in Paris, that'd be a great statement to make, wouldn't it? Two more. I have, this is canned cranberries. So if any of you, I don't know, do you guys get the canned cranberries at your Thanksgiving? Like I said, ours is actually tomorrow. But this is kind of a red with a deeper red, almost maroon speckles. They almost look black, but they are maroon. And that one gets a white palm because you know what? Maybe you need a red and white hat to look like your favorite jolly big guy. Ho, ho, ho. So I wanted to give you a white palm to match Santa. Again, this is canned cranberries. Ho, ho, ho. And who doesn't love Santa? And then the last one, but certainly not least at all, is, it's a great one for the guys in your life. This is called Olive Tree. Now this is kind of an olive green with some brown speckles in there. There's some golden, a little bit more gold speckles. It's really two colors of green. There's a lighter olive and almost a sage together. Like I said, this is a good one for the guys. Maybe you keep the palm for yourself and you knit him a hat in the olive tree. My son does love pom-poms, even at 16. So, but I gave him one that it's a little bit more natural looking. It looks more like tan and black. It looks more like a faux fur, classic faux fur palm. It is not a real fur palm. It is not anything like that, but it's a great kind of natural looking pom. They look great together. So again, these are the hat kits. I hope you find one of them that you loved. And really today, I hope you just found something you loved from us, be it smooches or courtship, maybe Holly Freaking Jolly, or one of my kits, a snack pack or a hat pack. Hope you found something you love. If you have any questions or if you ever want to do a one-on-one, find some other colors, let me know. I'd love to talk to you, love to work with you. Again, I'm Dana with Un Besito Fiber, and I just had a blast spending some time with you.